Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons show. And going around the table, we have 4 lovely players, starting with Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Thaddeus, the human paladin of Bazaar.
Hi, I'm Kay. I play Harmony, who is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer.
And I'm Melissa. I play Mara, and she is a human pirate.
I'm Zach, and I play Hunter, who's a Warforged Fighter Ranger.
We stream episodes on Twitch every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, then post those episodes to YouTube the following Wednesday. Throughout the show, we use a variety of custom items and a custom wild magic table. And our music comes from BattleBards, TabletopAudio, and Incompetech. So if you're interested in anything I just mentioned, you can, and are watching us on Twitch, you can check the channel page for links and info to all of that. If you're watching on YouTube, you can check the video description for similar information. The nice thing about the Twitch page is it's got a lot of history on it, so that's what you can check out there. So then, in addition to that, you can follow us on Twitter at AntiheroesAnon. And if you missed that just now, you can check the video description or channel page. Then, if you do enjoy the show, please feel free to share it with your friends and come back next week as we continue streaming. So, a little bit of recap, and we'll get right into the game. The party went to a city called Marblecleft Landing, which is a port city on the eastern edge of the continent of Freydin, in order to find a ship to an island known as Kame-Kame Island. It was in that town where Mara and Thaddeus interviewed ship captains and ended up hiring Constance Holt, the captain of a vessel known as the Drowning Kiss. And they chose her because Constance Holt knew Mara's mother back in the day, apparently. And then Harmony and Hunter, meanwhile, were investigating a sighting of Warforged within the city. And they discovered that the Nightclaws, who were sort of owners or entrepreneurs with the company of known as the East Freydin Mercantile Corporation, they found out that these two individuals had ties to the Eyes of the World, who are sort of their longtime enemies. The party then met with the Nightclaws in their casino, where Harmony accidentally summoned an imp named Moloch, who revealed that the Nightclaws were actually Rakshasas from the Nine Hells. And so, sensing danger there, the party got the hell out of Dodge. Then, the next morning, the party set out from the harbor, but the Nightclaws tried to stop them by raising a giant iron net in front of the exit to the port. But the party worked quickly to disable the net, and with a final push from Harmony's Tidal Wave spell, the Drowning Kiss leapt out into open sea, and with the wind at your back, the sails sort of unfurl, and you can see sort of the alarm bells are still ringing in Marblecleft Landing, but it's not long before you lose sight entirely of the shore, and it's nothing but open sea before you. So that's where we're going to start.
I'm going to immediately check for Moloch.
Yeah, when he sees
Mollusk.
when Mollusk sees that you're looking for him.
He gets out of the
When
shell.
Moloch sees you're looking for
Because
him.
the last thing that happened was he was not invisible anymore. I brought him back to the ship, hid him from Thaddeus, cast my tidal wave spell, and now I'm like, shit, where did he go? Where did he
You
go?
feel a little tug on the bottom of your dress, but you look down and can't see anything.
Okay. I'll just tap my horn.
And yeah, you feel like the skittering as he climbs up onto you.
I'm tired. That took a lot. Actually, that's a lie. It didn't take much at all. Alright, is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Did anyone get hurt?
I'm gonna approach Harmony back. I think you're getting better through magic every day. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
A little winded. That was hard rowing we did.
That was. Good job!
What are the reaction from the crew and the captain?
Oh, well, I was just about to get to
Oh,
that.
sorry.
You sort of watch as Rachel, the first mate, goes up and sort of takes over the wheel from Constance, who then strides down the steps from the upper deck area where the wheel is situated, and sort of stands in front of you, arms crossed, and says, I wasn't really expecting a difficult escape, considering that snake, the harbor master, Lexi, took my money last night. I thought we would be able to get out of the harbor no problem, but clearly something more is afoot.
You know as much as we do, lady.
No worries. If we ever get back, I'll steal it back from Lexi for you.
She chuckles. Says, look, I knew this was going to be dangerous. You mentioned there would be dangers involved, and I'm perfectly fine with that. As I've mentioned, I'm about done sailing. I think I've had a good long life of sailing, and I'm ready to let Melora reclaim my soul, but the crew members here, unlike me, are not old, and so if you foresee any more danger, I'd like to know what's coming.
So would we.
Yeah, we didn't. We had no idea that would happen. We knew.
This was not part of the agenda.
Full disclosure, we had gotten on the Nightclaw's bad side the previous evening.
I mean, had we talked to them and they seemed like interested to talk to us, but I didn't know we were on their bad side. They were on our bad side.
It was fairly obvious that we were on their bad side.
I figured they'd just leave us alone. We didn't
So
start
did I.
anything.
Constance sort of interjects then and says, to be fair, I'm not necessarily on their good side either.
Do they even have a good side? I mean, come on.
They do, and a lot of the merchants in town benefit from it. But when the East Freight and Mercantile Corporation started to get big within Marble Cleft Landing, a lot of the older sailors who were used to the old ways didn't comply. And, yep, yours truly is one of those. So,
Well, it's a good thing we left that shitty place behind.
Yeah, but that's so disappointing. We didn't even get to gamble. We're in a casino. We didn't even get to gamble.
There will be other times. There will be. I mean, you can gamble with all the sailors on the ship. We have a few weeks, I guess, at sea now.
I guess. Let's see if I can find my lucky dice.
Constance says, some of the sailors do tend to enjoy a good game of dice if you are looking to play. Just don't clean them up too bad. She gives a little bit of a wink. And then she goes back and takes the wheel back from Rachel.
Ooh, that was scary.
Is Thaddeus still rowing? Thaddeus and Mara were rowing before.
Well, aren't we
I
under
think
sail yet?
yeah, I think it was like our shift or something. And it just happened to be that it was an unpleasant shift. But yeah, I think I was still going to row. Although,
Not my fault.
it's kinda,
Well, my arms are getting back in shape now.
yeah, I imagine that, like, should we still row or should we rest up? Because we did some really hard rowing just now. Like, you spurred that whole crew on to, like, faster, 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 faster.
She sure did.
Yeah.
The other crew members who were rowing at the time are still rowing for the moment.
Okay, then I'll.
How many people are on
keep
the
my
ship
feet.
again? Or how many other people?
So last week I misspoke, and I
Okay.
grossly
Well,
underestimated
so it's a good thing you're asking.
how
Yeah,
many people
because
it
you-
takes
I think
to
you
row
had
a
like
ship.
2, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
okay.
I was going based off the size of the boat I printed,
Uh-huh.
but that's actually way too small for what it should be. So there would be like at least 10 crew members on the
Okay.
ship in addition to you guys.
Is there like a coxswain and all those other things too going on, or is it
Yes. I don't know what a coxswain is.
row,
There's a
row,
key grip.
row?
Oh, one of the, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
someone
like-
is sort of not necessarily beating a drum, but they have some method of.
They have like a cadence.
Yep.
Yeah, they keep a cadence, and then like, let's see, and there's no like kitchen or anything, right? Okay.
Nope.
So all right, but we're
Um,
still supposed to help
So,
with.
are we going to have to row
duties.
constantly on shift, or are we just going to set sail under the sail?
Well, once you get out into the open sea and the wind sort of actually catches into the sail, Rachel does come up to the two of you who are rowing and says, we're gonna, now that we're actually out on open sea and the wind is taking over, we're gonna cut back on the rowers a little bit. So you two can take a shift off now if you want. Especially since you're not used to it, you don't need to row the full shift that the rest of the sailors would be rowing.
I'll do what I have to, but I am glad for the reprieve.
This guy over here will be taking over for you, and she just points to sort of a burly lad, like 16 or something like that, and he sort of like sits down in the seat you were just occupying. So yeah, then the rest of you are free from rowing duties.
Okay, I'm gonna go practice making my knots.
How long has it been since we set out?
It probably took you like an hour to get to this point where you can't really see Marble Cleft and the wind is actually fully picked up now. So,
I think this seems like a good time, now, especially now that I'm not rowing. This is going to worried about the shape-shifting demons that we just left behind. That's going to use its divine sense to see if they're on the
well, yeah.
I'm up at the bow of the ship, by the way, with my arms out like this.
Well, I guess then it's important where is Thaddeus using his divine
In
sense.
classic Titanic
Yep.
fashion.
Could you just like
I'm
I
flying!
think I would go to the center of the ship
you can
to get the most possible coverage.
use? Is it like a concentration thing? Let me just.
It lasts until the end of my next turn. There's a spell that does this, so I don't have to prepare. But this is just like the free version.
So you'd probably actually go cast it and make sure you cover the entire ship. Like
I would cast it from like the middle of the deck,
Okay.
just to get the maximum possible coverage.
It's a range of
60 feet, I want to say.
60 feet. Well, if it's 60 feet, and I'm just looking it up now, you should be able to get the entire boat, I think.
It's a radius?
Yeah, it's a radius.
Oh, that should cover the whole thing. That's 120 from end to end. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
big.
like 100, 120.
Yeah.
So.
If that's anything to scale, that's like 4 times the size.
Until the
of
end
the-
of your next turn, no location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. That's not one coverage.
You, in that case, of course, Nick the player knows this, but Thaddeus wouldn't be aware. You do feel a fiendish presence hovering near Harmony.
I'm trying to remember, do I know the location? Do I know the number?
You don't know the identity.
We're gonna have this complication before you're ready.
I know. I'm not.
I
Hey,
know
the
the
player was aware
location
that he was
and
going to do this.
identity.
So, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you just know the location,
So I know. Like,
but that is the
Do
only one that you
tieflings
feel.
count as fiends?
no.
Would Thaddeus know that tieflings don't count as fiends?
Yes, because he uses all the time.
Okay.
He's used
That's
Divine
fair.
Sense on Harmony before when you first met.
Oh,
him.
that's
That's right,
right.
yeah.
You did.
It's the very first thing that.
And that's why you
yeah.
decided to trust me.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the road, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Gosh, I forgot about that.
It was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. We were next to like stone statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna get out my Moonblade and run up to where I feel the fiend.
Yeah, I mean, you get up there and you don't see anything.
What are you
but
doing? Put
Harmony
that
is
thing
just
away.
standing there.
You're gonna scare people.
There's a fiend here. Have you seen it?
What? No.
It's right, and I point to where I can feel the fiend coming from.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
like right on her.
It's
horns.
right there.
That's rude.
As you're pointing there, you feel like a slight shift
Now
as
it's moving.
it moves down to the ground,
It's down.
and as your finger follows, it scuttles to the very front edge of the boat where there's like that plank that juts out over the water.
There's nowhere for it to go.
Oh, stop. I stand in front of it. Don't
Don't what?
do anything stupid. You're being irrational and suspicious and paranoid and put your sword away, please.
There was a fiend right there.
Yeah, I
Or
know.
there was a second.
I know.
You know.
So-
I know.
Hunter's gonna like go up and like kind of watch the commotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm next to you guys too now.
Yeah, you can't see anything, but like Thaddeus keeps pointing his finger to where this like thing is apparently moving.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't last that long. I would have to reuse it. I think at this point.
In which case, yeah, sort of the last feel of it you got was it went out onto the very front of the boat, but then you sort of the sense faded.
I can explain.
Then do it.
Just put your sword away.
No. Just explain.
Put your sword away, please. For me. We're not in danger. I promise. Promise. Malik, you can come out.
Doesn't seem wise to me.
Yeah, you can
Comes a
stay.
voice from up at the top of the mast.
Okay. You can stay up there. Just make yourself visible for a second, so that
Okay. So then, yeah, like hovering up right next to the crow's nest, like above you and then back, floating on these bat-like wings, is that imp-like form with the scorpion tail and the golden and red scales.
This is Malik.
Now
He's
that
my friend.
he is not.
He's my friend. I called him here to help. He helped us in the last fight. You're not allowed to touch him.
I'm gonna hide again if that's okay.
Please do.
He just turns invisible.
Dismiss him right now.
No.
Dismiss him right now.
I don't know how.
You don't know how.
It's a long story.
How tall is this mast that he's up on top of?
I mean, like at least 20 feet.
Fatty, no.
And he's gone invisible
don't.
again.
Don't do anything stupid, please. He's been helping us.
I bet he has. I bet he's been helping you. And I bet he's promised it's invaluable, and all you're going to have to do is give me one minor favor.
He wants revenge, and that we can do.
I called it. I knew it. I knew exactly what was going to happen. As soon as I knew that there was a fiend and that it was helping you, you had made some kind of deal with it.
I didn't. I
We
don't remember doing it.
We don't need its help.
You don't.
None of us do.
Okay, but he still gets to stay.
Thaddeus Misty steps up to the top.
No!
Into the crow's nest?
Into the crow's
Okay.
nest.
I cast
You sort of have to like push someone aside.
Yeah.
Because there was someone up there, and they're like, "Hey!" But as soon as you're up there, like they can't do anything. So, they sort of go back
I
to
cast
watching.
Polymorph on Thaddeus.
Okay.
Yeah?
I turn him into a rat.
Well, let's see.
Alright, I get to make a save here.
I think it's wisdom, which I think you're good at.
Roll initiative.
Well, I might turn him into gold then.
But you failed once before.
It's true. What's your DC?
It's higher than you will ever roll.
Is this where we
It's
need
a
Oh,
seven.
that's
It's
not
a
true.
17.
Well, on a 1, I guess I'm a rat.
Yeah.
A natural 1.
So actually, you turn into a rat up in the crow's nest, and the person who's up there like shrieks, just like, "Ah!" and like nearly falls out of the crow's nest and is just like back to the edge, clearly afraid of rats. There's a rat up here!
Don't hurt it. It's Thaddeus.
Squeaking.
Hey, I like him this way. How long does that last?
How many you feel a pressure ascend onto your horn, your right horn, and you hear a voice whisper in your ear. So what's the plan now? That seems like that was a really bad move, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, we kind of didn't have a choice. Can you make yourself scarce when he's around?
Yeah. You were hearing the voice physically, but then the voice kind of transitions to mentally. You're hearing it telepathically in your head, and you feel like it scutters or skitters down to your leg and like finds a pocket, and you feel something be deposited in the pocket, like the weight of a coin or something like that.
Okay.
And then the voice you hear in your head, it says, "Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here for now, but just turn this 6 times in your hand when you need me, and I'll be there."
Got it. Thanks.
And then the like weight on you, it just suddenly alights.
Okay.
And if you sort of reach into your pocket and like sort of like just kind of look at what you've got there, you've got a single golden scale.
Okay. A golden scale. Nice. All right. I'm going to put that away in the deepest pocket of my bag, and I'm
You're the
going
one that ruffles
to.
through pockets here.
That's true. Well, there's also
true.
Mara, but I don't think she'd ever.
No,
be
you don't get to us. I don't think.
Not to you guys.
Not without permission.
And I'll go ahead and release the polymorph on Thaddeus and run below deck and
So,
hide.
I'm
somewhere.
gonna grab onto Harmony before she skitters away because I'm up there. And hang
No,
on a second.
contest.
Hang on
I'm
a second. Okay,
contesting
you can
that.
contest it. We can
No,
contest
you
it.
don't get to grab me.
So much contested rolling going on.
No.
Can you beat a 29?
No, it's
Shit. With a let's see.
No, you just can't.
Hold on. No, I can't. But I want to know. I rolled good.
You rolled well, but
I rolled a 19.
I know. I rolled an 18 though.
My athletics is plus 10.
Yeah. Mine's only a +5.
Alright.
even with your
I dimension door under deck.
Do you take me with you?
No.
Can I take...
Hold
No.
on, let's have some wild magic rolls for these two, for Polymorph and Dimension Door. I just
Okay.
remembered.
Alright, hold on. I gotta mark off some spells.
You're on a ship, this could be bad.
I have to use a level 5 spell slot to use dimension door. Because I'm at a level 4 spell slot. Alright. None for polymorph. None for dimension door.
Okay.
Nope, we're good.
So, darn it. Okay, so you're gone.
Like, nope, peace out.
So Hunter's gonna... And then I'm gonna go and fetch Thaddeus.
Well,
Yeah.
Thaddeus is...
He's
I
a
think
rat.
Thaddeus is like slowly,
Oh, you're-
carefully climbing down
Oh,
the
you're...
crow's nest.
okay.
Yeah, I cancelled my spell.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's why I was running away. like,
So I'm
before you
gonna
catch me.
be like, okay, Thaddeus. So she approached me with the same figure, and I told her I wasn't okay with it unless they can explain more about this contract.
That's a Fiend's entire deal.
If it's
It
minor, if it's like, oh, I get to
It's never mind.
If I get to spit on your
never
shoe afterwards, then
It's
why would
always
we
going
care?
to get more from us than we give to him. Not the other way.
Well, in any case, if I said I would be more okay with it if they clearly explain what it is,
And
if it's agreeable. But I wasn't really sold either. So if we can get more information,
it will offer you bargains and will offer you help. It claims it's invaluable in exchange for deals. It's all they do.
I'm inclined to believe you. I would just like more
Can
information.
you? If you're inclined to believe me, then go and explain it to her because she won't listen.
Okay. And so I'll go and find Harmony. Are you hiding?
Yes.
Self-check.
What do I have to roll?
Perception. Or investigation.
Is it whatever's higher?
My
or...
stealth is not very
We'll
good.
do investigation.
Okay.
That's...
Impress upon her that I'm concerned for her as a friend. This is not that he is being irrational and acting out and having a bad temper. I am genuinely worried for her if she's summoning devils now.
I'll try and take care of it, and then I'll head down to the lower deck.
9.
22.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Harmony is like
yeah.
trying to climb into
I feel like
crate.
after traveling,
My tail is like out, sticking out of it.
I feel like
at the
after
top.
traveling with Harmony for so long, I'm like, I wonder where Harmony is. Kind of like a parent like walking into like a kid's room, and their like feet are hanging out from like under the
It's
bed,
the
and I'm
first
like,
place you look.
where's Harmony? And I'm like, nope, she's not over here. And I'm like playing with her. I'm not in this barrel. And I'm like watching her like the whole time, just like waiting for her to like wiggle around. I'm like, okay, Harmony, that's fine.
I could turn myself invisible, you know.
You know, we're on the ship together for I don't know how long.
Yes.
I think you'll have to rest before.
I have spell slots for invisibility. Thank you very much.
I think everyone's just mainly concerned.
I know.
So
I
we need to get more information about this
but he's gone, okay?
for now.
He's gone.
Could I hear them talk? Or
No,
a
it was
mental
in my
thing?
mind.
It was a mental thing.
Gotcha.
He's gone. He
And-
left.
And is he gone permanently?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No.
Is she lying?
I mean, you can roll a deception insight check.
Alright.
It's the episode of Contested
I rolled a
Roles.
natural 20.
Are you
Right.
fucking kidding
She's
me?
good at deception. So
No,
Okay.
well, it's not one of my proficiencies. No, I wouldn't beat a 20.
yeah, she like looks up as she says it.
Like,
You know all Harmony sells.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Harmony,
yeah.
we've been traveling together
It's
for a
not
really long time.
Okay. I don't want to tell you anything because you're going to tell Fatty.
Well, Thaddeus is one of our companions now.
I know.
We don't want to have secrets between each other. That would make things more difficult.
He's gone. That's all that matters.
You want to talk to Mandus about it?
No.
No? You don't want another opinion?
Look, you guys wouldn't understand because you don't look the way that I look.
Then you need to make us understand.
How can I make you understand what it's like to be half a devil or half a demon?
And I'm like, you're talking to a metal man
I
here.
mean, you're a metal man, sure, but like the way that he spoke about this creature. You know what? I'm sure that's what he thought about me the first time we met. I know he doesn't really have a high opinion of me anyway. I hate that he's just making all of these assumptions about it without taking the time to actually talk to the creature. Like, sure, maybe there are reasons to think that a lot of people or fiends from the Nine Hells are evil, but you know, Ciel is also a fiend, and we trusted them.
I don't know if the rest of them knew that.
Yeah.
You don't know, but we're together.
Oh, okay.
If this is just us
I don't know if
talking.
Hunter knew that.
I
No.
don't think I did, and I'm like,
No.
I didn't know that.
I probably shouldn't have told you.
I won't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
But
I
yes,
don't
we
think
do
I'm
trust
supposed to
Ciel.
know, but we trust Ciel.
That's true. And now.
What I'm saying
they're-
is the world isn't in black and white,
Sure.
and I feel like Thaddeus thinks it is.
Okay. Then, I mean, just like how we got him to be one of our companions, or he agreed to be one of our companions, You need to make him feel comfortable with this, just like how you need to make me feel comfortable with it.
I don't know how.
I think we're mainly just concerned for your safety. So,
I'm safe.
Yeah, well, okay.
I'll tell him the imp is gone. I won't tell him that he left me a way to contact him if we need help again. I won't summon him if we don't need him.
So,
if it makes you guys uncomfortable.
Well, until people feel better about it, I think you're going to have the same conflict again.
I know.
Okay, so I'm not sure what else to do unless we get more information about this contract thing.
I have a feeling that we're not going to until the time comes that he needs our help.
I feel like he knows more about it than he's sharing.
Of course he does.
Then he should share.
I'll see
If
what
he
I can do.
if he actually wants us to help.
I don't think he'll share that information with you guys.
If he shares it with you.
He might share it with me, but that would require me to call him back again, and that seems to be a problem.
Well, right now we're safe.
Yes.
So if you do it right now, then this is your best chance.
You mean we're safe from Thaddeus?
Yes. I told him that I would talk to you about this, and so he's letting go for a little bit.
Was Thaddeus going to go join the conversation or just leave it?
No, he's letting me down. He had his shot. He knows Harmony doesn't ever believe anything he says. So he's like, I'll let her actually friend him.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't waiting for a point to jump in.
Look, we tried to talk to him not that long ago, and he didn't want to tell us anything.
But you didn't
Last
approach him with it.
That's true. I think we should give it a couple days. I will talk to him.
Okay, so remember the finger thing and how he didn't let that go until he actually got it? He's probably not going to let this go.
I'm not giving him my imp.
Well, I'm not saying you can get it
If
to
I
him.
summon him and we find out that he wants something from us, or from me, that Thaddeus is not going to approve of, what then? It's not like I can take it back. I don't know how I did it, but I made this contract with this imp, and I have to hold myself to it.
Are you actually obligated? Or do you still have to fulfill a certain part of the
I
obligation?
think you rolled a check last week and felt some bit of obligation, but you weren't sure how strong it was.
I'm not sure because I've never done anything like this before.
Okay.
But
Well,
he's done everything I've asked since he came,
yeah.
without a question.
Well, that's because he wants us into the deal.
So even if his motives are not that pure, I wouldn't be opposed to helping him, even if that means I have to do it by myself.
What if it's to harm one of us?
It wouldn't be.
How do you know that?
What he said he wanted revenge. Have you ever done
What does
anything
that mean?
against him before?
What does he want? What if he wants revenge against an entire race?
He said something last week, though, didn't he?
He said that there's a certain devil who he used to have more power than,
Right.
and that position got usurped, and he wants help switching back.
He told me last night that it's a power thing. It's a devil. It's not one of you.
In any case, he's hiding information, and I think that's why we don't trust him. That's why I don't trust him.
Well,
So, if you want to
He's-
call him here in front of me and talk to him mentally, or whatever, telepathically, and clear that off, and, I can help you with this. Maybe. At least be on your side more, if you want that. If not, then, I'm on the fence. I'm not really enjoying that we have this thing here.
so you want me to call him right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Close your eyes. Like turn around so
I'll
you
just,
can't see me going into my bag for it.
Alright, I'll just I'll turn around just to respect your
It's like,
thing
no.
or whatever.
Can't Hunter close his eyes?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Turn them off.
Yeah, you've
I
done
have
it
little
before.
like tassels I flick off.
Yeah. You've got a setting for dim as well.
Yeah. Little dials can set the mood.
One of them just makes it like a disco light.
Yeah, like
All right.
I have high beams too.
Mhm.
So I'll pull the scale out and I'll
I
turn
wish I
it
did.
Yeah.
6 times.
After you complete the 6th rotation, you feel that weight descend on your horn again.
I'm like, hi, welcome back.
That was quick.
I know.
Is this verbal or is this?
I said it out loud. I don't know.
Are we safe now?
We're safe for the
I'm
moment.
just watching.
If you want to show yourself to Hunter.
No, I'll stay invisible for now.
Okay. Look, we really want I really want my friends to not necessarily to trust you, but to be okay with you being here. In order for that to happen, we kind of need some more information about your end of the deal.
And he says, yeah, I thought this might come up. I just thought we might be able to wait a little while.
I wanted to give you more time, but it looks like we don't really have any.
Look, keep in mind, as I explain this, I'm willing to help for a long time to earn this.
Okay.
So don't freak out.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much you've ever dealt with creatures of our home, but there's a certain type of creature who tends to, well, not usually, but sometimes lives there, and they're very evil. That ought to help the case. You ever heard of a night hag before?
Yes.
There's a real bad one, real bitch named Malagard. Yeah.
Okay.
And she kind of came in and she messed with my position, so it's time for revenge.
All right. Well, you had me at night hag. I'm okay with getting rid of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're real nasty.
Where is this particular one?
Well, she's all over the place, and I'm gonna look into that. So you don't have to worry about finding her. I'll find her.
Okay.
She's been on this plane for some time, actually. Last I heard.
Okay. Well, I've also had a run-in. We've had a run-in with the night hag before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, ever heard of? She called herself Mother Midnight.
That bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the other name Malagard goes by.
So it's the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Oh.
right. Then.
You're saying you're her enemy? I
Yeah.
can see why I was summoned to you.
Yeah. I mean, we probably.
Things line up a little too perfectly.
She got away, and I would love to just put my foot in her face.
Yeah, you and me both.
All
Foot,
right.
stinger, teeth, everything.
Everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fireball. Yeah. Well, and I turn to Hunter and we say, we were gonna go after her anyway, weren't we?
I don't know how actively we were going to pursue
if
her,
we ever
but
encountered her
we weren't
again.
going to let her get away if given the opportunity, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or it.
I have this feeling like she wanted something from me. So I had a feeling she was gonna come back eventually, even if we didn't actively seek her out.
And I'm going to like point at your necklace and be like, are you sure that's completely under control?
Well, I used it to make that big tidal wave.
When you mention that, you feel like your necklace lift up a little bit from your chest as Moloch is examining it.
Not right now. It's not.
He
Hello.
goes, oh yeah, I've seen this one. This was one of her collections.
Yeah.
You must have run into her. That's a good point.
Yeah. She. It was drawn to me, and I feel like if I unattune from it, bad things are gonna happen. So I wear it all the time.
Yeah, most of the things that Malagard owns are pretty dangerous.
All right. Well, I don't know how much we've told Thaddeus about our encounter with the hags, because that was before we met him. But
Not much.
Probably heard some sort of.
Yeah, I think it may be in passing, but nothing specific.
but
I think he even saw her when they hiked
So-
in that field.
yeah,
did.
she was.
Well, I think
was
we also.
Figure looming behind Carmen.
Yeah.
I think the biggest explanation that we gave was when we explained Lawrence where he was from,
Right.
because that was
the whole.
part of
Okay. Thank you, Mullet,
So-
for sharing your information with us.
One other thing, how strong is this obligation? Once we filled our part, is it?
Look, this is a little bit of a different contract than I've ever worked with. Usually the summoning's a little more intentional. From what I gather, it was a little bit of chance, but it feels like fate to me. That's all I can say.
Right, but will Harmony have a choice in the matter once it's your turn to receive your side?
He becomes visible, and he like shrugs a little bit and says, "Look, I think there's always a choice factor involved. There's just sometimes repercussions when you make the wrong choice."
What's the duration that you'll help before we have to do your end?
Like I said, I'm willing to help for a long time.
How long is
We
a long
imps,
time?
we live eternally, and So do most devils. So, look, I can help for as long into your lifespan as you want before you feel like now's the time. It's really, I'm good for the long run.
Interesting.
I look at Hunter expectantly.
Hunter's thinking.
He's
Zach-
got a very black,
Zach's also
blank,
thinking.
blank face. Is there anything else you want to know, or can we?
Well, I think the cause is common.
Yes.
It's still not
dangerous.
completely. I mean,
I mean, it's dangerous, but it's not like travel to.
yeah, I
another
can't say I
dimension
disagree with the
dangerous.
cause. I just don't want to, I guess, impede on our
It can wait until after our mission is done,
if that's possible. Yeah, I can.
unless
Like I said,
unless
I
we
got all the
encounter
time in
her
the world.
first.
Huh?
Unless we encounter her first, but like I said,
Sure.
I feel this sense of foreboding, like she's gonna show up when we least expect it.
Well, yeah. I'll think about it a little bit. We can talk to Thaddeus an hour later if you want to.
you're gonna go talk to that guy. I'm out of here again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Probably-
I know how to contact you when I need to.
Yeah, and like he just, like he was visible. He just poofs in a puff of smoke, and like the smoke lingers in your nostrils for a minute, but then fades away.
I'm really glad I didn't let Fatty kill him. But he's probably really mad at me. I think I'll wait till tomorrow to talk to him, actually, because I can't defend myself right now.
Maybe you should get some rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything that anyone else wants to do before resting?
Yeah.
Not in particular. Harmony and Thaddeus kind of avoid each other.
Yep.
Mara practices knots.
Does Thaddeus approach Hunter after I come out of the?
No, I mean, no, okay.
Yeah, so everyone kind of keeps their distance for a little bit.
I want to work on the last leg of my.
I didn't have it to
Experiment
set the
thing.
mood for the crew.
Roll a
I think you said it was just a success. Right?
yeah, it'll be
I don't know
you
what I
need
was gonna do if
to
we
act
did
to the
it.
actual like implementation.
I
So it's a tools proficiency with dexterity.
I know, I was like, why did I do polymorph?
That is an 18 on the die, plus
Dexterity
Everything
plus.
else when I do was
24?
gonna be, but still. Except
So I
banishment,
think
that
that's
would be
enough
lucky.
to definitely finish it up. This was
Is that better?
the sword or the shield.
oh, I just said arms.
Good
I didn't
to know.
know.
Good to
Okay,
know.
How to differentiate.
For this check, pick one, and then we'll do the next one next time.
Never now.
Can we talk about
This
what
is
that
the
would
other one?
what that would do?
Basically, you could fold it in and fold it back out as a bonus action.
Okay. And then after both of them, would it be a bonus for each one, or would it be a bonus for the switch?
Say a bonus for both.
Okay. I guess the sword then.
Okay.
You can't really do much with the barehanded
Yeah,
shield.
so you work that in so it kind of slides in,
Yeah.
folds up a little bit, and then you can shake it back out as a bonus action.
That's cool. Okay.
So now you can't be disarmed is the other thing about it.
Oh yeah,
Unless
nice.
they literally disarm you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's cool.
When night rolls around, the crew sets up. They like take out these hammocks and they string them across the bottom hold area. Some crew members still row through the night and sort of like man the upper deck, but a good portion of the crew members set out these hammocks and go to sleep in them. And there's also hammocks for each of you if you want them. The captain has her own quarters, so she's not there, but everyone else sort of sleeps down below. When you awake in the morning, it is a sort of a hot summer's day, just like the day before, but instead of the clear weather, there's all this, it's just raining torrentially, which is pretty common out at sea, and that's something that Mara would do. But what's not entirely common is what you see when you come back up to the deck, and you can see that in your path, the way that you're going, there are like 10 or 11 water spouts that are just jetting up from the ocean to the clouds above. So it's like that spiraling, almost tornado-like structure. right? That's just water going up to the clouds. And as you're approaching them, Constance is trying to steer the boat away, but they seem to be moving towards the boat as well, so it's like the distance is closing very rapidly. And Constance shouts from the wheel, you guys woke up at a real difficult time. We got some water spouts ahead. You may want to take a little bit of shelter.
Did we get all of us?
Yes. So this could be a little rough. And the crew seems to be struggling to like man the rigging and things, so if you've got anything you want to do to help out, you can do it.
I will just ask the captain anything we can do to help. Is there specific tasks that need help? Or?
Look, if you don't know how to sail, stay out of the ways of those who do. If you do know how to sail, help out wherever you can. And Mara, as she shouts that, you see that like one of the ropes in the mast,
breaks away.
yeah, it sort of comes loose, and part of the sail is like flapping wildly, and the boat kind of lurches to the side a little bit.
Okay, so I'll go fix that maybe with some of my new rope.
Okay.
Oh, the magnetic stuff.
So let's see. You'd have to climb up the crow's nest. Let's see some interesting ones.
Athletics.
Yeah. So athletics or acrobatics would be what you need to get up there.
Okay, but I'm good at. Athletics is better. So 13.
This is a big storm.
We'll go with this one. What did you say? 16?
13.
13. That's enough to get you up onto the. Did you say it was acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
Okay, so you sort of nimbly leap up the mast. There's sort of a ladder that's carved into it, and you make your way out onto the crossbar. And the rope is just sort of flapping down there, but you can sort of snag the canvas, and you pull that back in, and you want to tie it up with one of your ropes.
The new special one.
So then make, just make a d20 roll plus your proficiency. Dexterity and proficiency. Yes.
So 11.
11 total.
Plus something else, right?
Dexterity
Oh,
and
plus
proficiency.
my proficiency. So
Wait. What are you doing?
Just tying them up.
What skill is she using?
Just dexterity and
So it's
proficiency.
plus 4, and then whatever your purchase is should be plus 4 too, right?
I was
So
wondering
plus
if
8
for
total.
talents,
Okay, so
reliable talent applies.
It's proficiency, so yeah.
So yeah, so that's actually a 10. Your dice roll is now a 10.
Okay, so it was.
So dex plus proficiency. So
So
dex
18.
is 4 plus proficiency is 4. So, yeah,
Okay,
18.
Okay, yeah, perfectly fine. That reliable talent comes in handy as you're hanging from the mast and you try and tie the knot while you're literally hanging from the side over the water a little bit. But you get the knot tied secure and the mast is back on. The ship sort of jolts back into a normal position. What are the rest of you doing?
She told us not to help. We don't know
Yeah,
what we're
Addis
doing,
is taking
so
cover. He does not know how to steer or.
Okay,
yeah, I'll just
Um,
stay out of the way.
your decision then on something that would be a good idea to do is sort of made for you. As you see from the water spouts, there seem to be objects or something like that that are being sucked up into the water spouts, and then at the very top they get flown. And
Oh,
actually 5 of them land hard on the deck. I need the 3 of you who are on the deck to make dexterity saving throws.
okay.
Do we get his bonus?
Yes.
I rolled a net 20.
Jeez. Is that the
Yeah.
second one in like
I rolled
45 minutes?
16 plus every roll so far.
What's the
That
bonus
is
from
the second
before?
one.
So 16.
16? Okay.
23
23 and a natural 20.
plus something, yeah.
You all manage to dodge out of the way as these strange objects come hurtling out of the sky and land on the deck. They're blob-like and jelly-like,
Oh no.
and as they sort of land squishy on the deck, you see that they're actually large jellyfish, like bigger than a human if they were stretched out in the water, but like compiled as they are on the boat, they're like a massive jelly, maybe like 3 feet tall.
Wow.
And let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody get out the saw. Gross. Not snails. Well, same thing, is it?
That is.
I don't
Sluts.
know the answer to that question.
Wow, I am so good. I erased my 6 and I wrote a 6.
Nice.
Oh well. I'm used to being a
I mean,
black
very
now.
fun. Oh wait, I get advantage. Let's make anything better. Nope. Got the
And they're
same
just
exact
kind of
thing.
like slowly blobbing towards people across the deck.
It's a good verb.
I know we're supposed to be scared, but it's kind of a silly image.
Yeah, I know.
Good thing
You
my
have to be
favorite
scared.
enemy is jellyfish. Just kidding.
Flying Hunter, you're up first.
Okay. Are they just trying to get back to the water, or are they hostile?
You can't really tell.
Can't really
They're
tell.
like blobbing towards the edges of the boat, but there's also people there, so like it's hard to tell.
So okay. Is there a way? Can I see a way to like just like throw it overboard again?
Yeah, if you want to try and like pick it up and throw it. You don't think it'd be very heavy because it's just like this massive jelly.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Okay. As you touch it, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
+4.
I got a.
Or no, it's a constitution. So.
Oh, even better.
Or no, I lied. It is dexterity.
I can do Dex and Con if you want to just add it together.
If you fail the dex one, you will need to make a con.
Okay, I got a 21.
Okay. You managed to pick it up without touching any of its tentacles,
Oh, I see.
and you've got it in your hands, and you just want to toss it back in the water.
Yeah, put it back in the water.
It goes sailing down into the water. And you see it just kind of like unfurls there into this massive jellyfish.
All right. Well, there's that. I don't know if I can do anything else on my turn, so
That would be your action and your movement. So
yeah. So other than that, I will just look to everyone else and see what they want to do, and be like, I'm just gonna put these back. Let's want to slay them, and then I'll end my turn.
Thaddeus?
I think that I will slay them.
Okay.
That is just my bonus
He's got
action.
some pent up aggression.
I'm undo the sword.
Let's
Hunter
have
shrugs.
a
All right.
couple of melee attacks at advantage.
Oh, at advantage. Wow.
With the jellyfish out of water.
Yeah, I know they're like harmless.
Suddenly I feel a little bit bad at this, but not really. Well, there's.
Wow!
Holy crap!
2 natural 20s!
That's not
Wow.
not to keep both my rolls.
2 natural 20s!
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me roll damage on that.
Yeah.
Divine smite.
Yeah.
Divine smiting is like.
Are you? Wait. Didn't you say as a paladin you're always supposed to use divine smite on a crit?
It's a good idea, but
It's also a jellyfish.
it's
It's
also
not a rule.
yeah, it's not.
All right. I'm just no. I know.
It's not
like
part
the
of my
guy
It was,
bag.
it was part of the tabletop conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea.
It's not in my bag.
I see. All right, you want to throw that card out there? That's fine.
That's one jellyfish.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
cold
why I
and
just
the
thrown
radiant
it over.
matter that separate those out.
Nope. It's a jellyfish.
Making me feel real bad about this.
Right. So that is 20 damage all told.
Okay.
Cold and radiant.
You freeze a good portion of its body with that attack, but it still seems to be wriggling slowly towards the edge. Or to a
Yes.
person, hard to tell.
Reluctantly and guiltily again.
Okay.
And rolls double ones, which is interesting.
Did you really?
I really
Oh
did.
my god!
So yeah, you have that moment of pity where
What?
What did I just do?
What the hell
Yeah.
just happened?
you have that moment of pity, like, oh, why am I actually hitting this jellyfish? And you go to swing the second one, and its body, actually surprisingly nimble, like curves out, so that your blade goes right in between, like this blob it created to dodge your sword somehow.
What are the odds of rolling 2 20s and then 2 ones?
Very
Right?
small.
Yeah.
It must be so small.
Super duper
Jeez.
small. Maybe less than a percent.
Okay, so Mara, you're up on the crossbeam of the boat, and you can see that these jellyfish have landed hard onto the deck.
Okay, so can decide whether I want to shoot them or do I want to rope them and fling them over like you did. I think I'll rope them and fling them over.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I like that. I'm all for not killing
I
non-combatants.
know I can do that. I've done it before.
I mean, if they attack us, maybe I'll
Come on.
stop feeling bad about this.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, why don't you go first?
What's your dexterity modifier? Is it 4 or 5?
It is 4.
Okay. So, and then proficiency for you guys right now is, so that's DC 16 then. Yeah, even though it's got this like amorphous body, which would be hard to rope, it doesn't manage to wriggle out of the lasso you create. You just pull it tight, and you want to just fling it right over the edge. Yep. Whoosh, there it goes, sailing off.
How many were there?
There's now 3 left on board. And then did you want to come down the mast at all, or just hang out up there?
I'll wait there.
Okay. Harmony. One of the jellyfish is actually like slowly inching towards you.
How many of them are there on the deck?
3. One of them's good.
Okay.
My fatties. No one else.
The one with the smells. I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
How close are they to each other?
Pretty close. At least 2 of them are within like 5 feet of each other.
I mean, are they all within 20 feet
Yes.
of each other?
Mm-hmm.
How else? Who else is within 20 feet of them?
Maybe a crew member.
Yeah, so fireball's not a good idea.
Yeah, fireball would be a pretty
On
bad
a
idea.
boat?
No matter
On a
where you
boat?
place
It's
it.
raining.
It's
raining. It's like, can we just get rid of them all at once? Nope. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna polymorph myself into a giant eagle,
Okay.
and I'm going to. I guess that would be my action.
And then you just want to fly up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they got the situation handled. I want to go check out the tornadoes, so I'll fly out towards.
Oh, okay. There's actually one that's coming pretty close. So as you get up into the air, it actually, Constance is like turning the wheel to try and get away from it. But she just can't turn the boat in time, and the spout actually slams into the boat.
Oh shit.
So I need everyone on the deck to make a dexterity saving throw. Mara, you can have advantage because you're kind of on the ropes.
Play third one.
Wow. What happened?
I don't know.
You rolled 20 again?
Oh,
Again.
Oh, you did too.
2 natural 20s.
Whoa!
What is this?
You too?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And I rolled a 1.
Yeah, so Mara actually, like, on the
That's
rope that she's
weird.
on,
He
just
just did
swings
that
out
too.
around the entire mast and comes back to where she was, holding on the entire way.
Holy
That was
shit.
fun.
I got a 5.
That's
Alright.
weird.
Thaddeus gets knocked to his feet as a wave comes up over the deck and slides across it and then pushes you sort of to one edge. You don't go off, but you do have a jellyfish slam into you.
I'm prone in it.
Yeah, so you need to make a Constitution saving throw as its
Okay.
tentacles get all up over
Comes
you.
the 4th one. No.
No, that's
No?
not one.
Okay.
It's a 20.
Still gonna take some damage, yeah. It'll be lessened. Wow, that's high damage. On 40-10, I rolled 2 10s, a 9, and a 7.
Okay.
So, 29, 36, half is 18. Unfortunately, you're
Strong.
not paralyzed, so that's good.
So, I rolled a 13 for the dexterity.
Okay, yeah, you managed to keep your balance on the ship, and
Okay.
one of the jellyfish
I'm getting
slides
off the
towards
deck.
you, but you step out of the way. Then it is Hunter again.
Did they not get a turn? No.
What do they do? Actually, the one that is on you can do something.
Oh. Why did I ask?
I'll mention it.
Is that the same one that you attacked? Or
No, it's the one that I just like crashed into. I got knocked.
Okay, so there's a different one.
Yeah, there's a different one.
What is your AC right now?
20.
So none of its tentacle attacks manage to hit, even though you're prone.
So it's actually like trying to hurt you.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like trying. You can tell it's trying to reach its tentacles onto your skin, but it can't get past your chainmail armor. So
Well, these things are hostile, then, so I'm not happy with them. I don't feel that attacking them anymore. Alright, well,
Very touchy feeling.
Warforged.
what can I say?
He's such a touchy feeling.
What type of
He's
damage
got
is
all
that
the
that I
feels.
poison.
Wait.
Yeah, sorry. I should say.
Got a big heart in the
All the
sides.
fields.
Oh, Whatever I said, also add
Someone has
8
had a good
bludgeoning
contact.
to it.
Plus, okay.
Oh no, you just slid into it. That
Yeah.
wasn't actually a 10 attack, so never mind. Leave it as it is.
Alright, so, I guess, Thaddeus, does Thaddeus need help? Or I'm like, do you need a hand over there?
No! Take care of those.
Okay, so, I'll just pull my, I'll use a bonus action to pull my sword out.
Uh-huh.
I'll just make some attacks against one of them, I guess.
Slash the one that Thaddeus already slashed.
Sure, you do that. I don't get advantage. Okay, so I'm just gonna start swinging. I can just roll my attacks, I guess, at once instead of doing them separate. But
Unless you roll a natural 1, you're good.
okay, well I did not. I rolled an 18, 17, and 14. Plus 10, so 24 is the lowest roll.
I will tell you now, they're jellyfish, they have an AC of 8.
Okay.
So,
If I hadn't rolled a 1, I would have been impossible to hit.
So I will roll damage. I don't think I need to trip them, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. And this is magic. This is the wounding sword, so they're gonna get the application of a wound. And then I got 10, 15, 36 magic damage, and then a wound.
okay. Remember the wound from the turn comes out.
Yeah.
Was that one attack or?
That was all 3 attacks.
All 3 attacks?
Yeah.
You find that as you're poking it, it doesn't seem to have much of an effect. It just seems to like continue to ooze across the deck. Like you're doing damage to it. You can see that it doesn't like what you're doing, but
It's
it also doesn't
uncomfortable?
seem to be doing a ton of damage
Okay.
to it.
I will switch it up next time then. So piercing is no good.
Poking a jellyfish is not the best thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Thaddeus, you're currently under this jellyfish right now.
Alright.
That should be the episode title.
Can I just get up with my half
Yeah.
Hunter pokes
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And then you're just sort of like right next to this blob of jellyfish.
Yeah, it's
I'm
uncomfortable.
gonna attack it twice.
Okay.
I still get advantage on these, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't feel bad about this anymore.
I think that'll be my thing. It makes jellyfish uncomfortable.
As long as it's not a 1, you're good.
It's not. It's 27. Or 17. Whichever.
Plug it up again?
Um,
Okay, I'm ready for it. Yeah, I think you missed. What was
Oh, did
it?
I skip?
Skip Mara.
Yeah, because we rolled like
Oh, yeah,
17
you're
and
right.
16,
No,
right?
no.
Or
I've
not.
got Hunter
goes.
at 17,
No, that
Thaddeus
goes.
at 17,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Mara
No,
at
that
16.
goes.
She did the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
She's up.
Sorry.
That's it.
That's
My bad.
what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32. Yeah.
Okay.
There's
I rolled
normally-
6.
No, wait, sorry. That's wrong. I rolled natives.
You rolled twice as many dice.
Yeah, I rolled natives. That should actually be a 15.
Okay. There you go. And you got another attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet. Where to hit?
Do it.
21 damage.
Significant portions of it are frozen, and it seems like that's slowing it down even on its quest to get wherever it's going.
Oh, we're
But
getting
it's
a
still alive.
Sad.
Mara.
I'm not sad
Okay.
anymore.
So
Good-
I'm
yeah.
still
good trip
up
for
high, right?
Mhm.
On one of the
Yeah, you
masts.
sort of, when the boat lurched with the wave, you sort of swung around the entire mast and came back to the boat.
Okay, so I'm gonna swing down to where one of them is. I'm gonna grab my blade and whack it out.
Okay. Do you want to whack
Since
the
I
one?
can't pierce it, right?
Yeah. Good.
Do you want to whack the one that Thaddeus and Hunter have been whacking, or do you want to get a different
A
one?
different one.
Okay. So make an athletics check.
So is that a 10?
Is she have proficiency in athletics?
It looks like there's a little dot.
Then yes.
Yeah.
Then that's a 10.
Okay, so 15.
15. Yep. You come down, smack it with the force of
And the
stealing
crowd goes
you from the
wild.
momentum
Home
of
run.
descending the rope, and it just out into the sea,
Nice.
leaving
Your
2 on
batting
deck
average
now.
is very high right
I
now.
love my blade.
Harmony. I need you to make a strength saving throw as an eagle.
Strength
So
saving
do you
throw.
need to look at their stats, or do you have?
I've got it. That's why I put the book open. So it's like just +3 to whatever I roll. This will be fun.
That was really good.
I don't fire it after all.
16.
16. Okay. As you're getting close to this water spout, you feel it trying to like suck you in.
I didn't
But-
want to get too close. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
even as you get like a
better
little
view.
bit close to it, though, it's like you don't have to be too close, but just still it's trying to suck you in. Just the force of the wind, but you manage to like beat your wings really hard and stay up.
Okay. What do I see?
There's a bunch of these water spouts that seem to be moving in just like various directions across the ocean. The one that was coming towards you has already slammed into the boat, and the other ones seem to be moving in other directions. The ones that you can see in the distance do seem to be picking up more and more of these jellyfish and clinging them, but they're far enough away they're not flying into the them.
Okay. 4 times.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Thank you.
Only 4?
I'm fighting it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there's no apparent like cause or anything.
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll look back at the deck of the boat. How many more jellyfish are there?
2. Hunter
One.
and Thaddeus are just whacking on one.
All right. So the one that they're not whacking on, I will dive down towards, grab it with my talons, and fling it off the boat.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving. You're strong enough you can pick it up. It's just a question of if you with the tentacles.
You are going to be within range.
Do I get his bonus?
Mhm.
So +4. Oh shit. Okay. Well, 9 and then 3 is 12.
12 is not quite going to do it.
Then I'll use Tides of Chaos. Can I
You
use
don't-
Tides
you
of Chaos as a bird?
You can't. You don't have that feature.
Features are not allowed in bird form. I know my spells aren't.
Let's find out. Polymorph.
Can't attack mine. Just attack it.
Nuts. Oh. Retains alignment and personality, but all games that. Yeah. I think, yeah, you probably lose your features. Okay. So, yeah, you can attack it if you want. Or you can just try and fling it,
Because-
whichever one you want it to do.
I wanted to fling it, but apparently that wasn't strong enough. But
No,
does
no,
that
you're
count
gonna
as
be able.
a-
You're gonna be able to fling it. You can pick it up. You're just going to accidentally grab a tentacle and get some poison.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'll still fling it. I don't care about that.
You're definitely strong enough to fling a jellyfish.
Yeah, okay.
That's
That's
not-
what I thought this check was for, and I was
So
like,
now
well,
I
that's
think
bullshit.
Yeah. So now you need to make a Constitution save.
Do I get his bonus for this too?
Yep.
Alright, well that would be a 20 even without his bonus.
Okay.
24.
So instead of the full damage, you take 13 poison damage.
Okay.
You're not paralyzed.
There you go.
Yeah, the paralysis will probably keep you from going off.
Yeah,
The paralysis would have. I think it would have still gone off the boat because of the momentum, but you would have gone in the water.
Yeah.
Roll out of that.
That would have been bad. Now we're
So
good.
now there's just one more jellyfish on the boat. And then it is.
Do I have any movement left?
Oh yeah, a little
Like
bit.
80 feet of movement. I'm gonna go up to the bird's eye where Mara is of land.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a good view of the
Well,
ocean
she's
now.
down on the deck now.
Oh, well,
Yeah, 'cause
where
she-
she was. I'm gonna go up to the bird's eye where she was. The
Mhm.
crow's nest.
Oh, the eagle's nest.
The eagle's nest, yeah.
The great eagle.
And I'll land up there because I don't want to fly around in this wind anymore.
Thaddeus, you see its tentacles continuing to try and reach into your armor, but it just can't find any purchase.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Then it is Hunter's turn.
Alright, well,
It's just this one on here that's horribly damaged.
do I want to throw it out or do I want to finish it out? I don't know. I'll just start swinging it, I guess. We've made a decision to hurt Thaddeus. So I'll switch to a longsword then, instead
Okay.
of the sword of wounding. Oh, it didn't. Did it take the 1d4 damage?
No, it didn't. Go ahead and roll that.
Alright. How much damage did it take?
3.
I think I can make a medicine check. It's to our constitution.
What is the DC for the
15.
Constitution? Okay, it passes.
Oh!
So it's the wound seems to squelch together.
Okay. Does a 16 hit? You said? Oh, 9. Okay, so I hit
Everything hit.
Everything hits. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll with damage.
Except once.
Right.
It's a jellyfish.
One second. Oh, 36. I don't know why that's hard.
That is enough to kill it. You sever it in half, and you can see, like, you cut into this nerve center, and it just sort of, like, splits apart, and then stops moving on the deck. And you're still in the middle of the storm, but all of the other water spouts seem to be going the other directions, and Constance has a hold on the boat now and sort of steers it back on course and gets you out of danger from these water spouts. Once you get clear of the water spouts, it's still raining, but the wind is still really strong, but there's no immediate danger, and Constance sort of shouts down to Rachel and says, "Rachel, get a couple of crew together and check for damage in the hull." And they seem to go down to the base area of the ship.
Can I fly around the perimeter and see if anybody has knocked overboard any of the crew?
Yeah, so you just make a quick look at the ocean, go make a perception check.
I get an advantage.
Harmony,
Keen sight.
Harmony, check the side for damage because the spouts hit us, remember?
I'll do that too. Equalize.
I'm gonna follow Rachel if that's okay.
Okay.
23.
You guys need help?
With a 23, you don't spot any people in the water. You can see a couple of these big jellyfish that have been thrown and landed back in the water, and they're now like going back downwards. But you also do spot a significant hole in the side of the boat.
A hole in the
towards
hole,
bottom.
would you say?
Yep, a hole in the hull of the boat.
I'll do a big screech.
Okay.
Like an eagle screech.
Place this.
I don't know what you
That's a crow. But something similar.
Wait, are you a seagull?
I'm
Because you're over the sea.
I'm a giant.
Better than being a bagel.
Oh!
Giant seagull? Seagull, you said? Giant seagull.
Giant seagull, yeah.
This encounter brought to you by Sharknado.
Jellyfish NATO.
Oh boy.
So I'll
Yeah.
basically crow or caw or screech there until somebody comes and looks.
Rachel eventually, like, as you're like flapping your wings on that side and sort of trying to hold that position, Rachel actually like pokes her head out through the hole and like shouts up, like then pokes it back in and like shouts upward and says, "We got a big hole in the boat. We're gonna need some boards and a little bit of. Anyone know any carpentry? We need to patch this up."
I'll go get my tools.
Samara like rushes down to get on it.
Looking at that, he's just going like tools, backhand set.
Nice.
I'll fly in through the hole.
It's not quite that big.
It's
like,
not big enough?
the giant
Okay.
eagle's like a large creature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was a big hole.
So
I'll
it's
fly
just
back to the deck and
it's
change
just
back to
carpenters.
myself.
You don't need any other kind.
Yeah,
of
like
tools?
a carpenter's
Okay.
tools.
Oh, we only got one then.
I'll change back to myself and land and say, if you have the material, I can use magic to fix it.
Proficient with them too.
To nobody in
So,
There you go.
particular.
so I will fix it.
By the time you're shouting that, Mara's already there, sort of
Alright.
making. I guess with proficiency, the lowest you can roll is
10.
It's a 10.
a 10. So yeah, you can. It takes you maybe like 10-15 minutes to patch it up, and you need like raw materials like wood from the crates that are already here. But with
On our
your
table.
carpentry tools
I know our
and
table.
the materials you have at your disposal, you manage to patch it up nice and tight.
Okay, good thing I practiced.
There's like nail hunter to it. I'm like, alright. Just hang here. Yes.
Nail hunter to it.
Yeah, like, on the
Some
side
raw
of the boat.
material.
Like,
Stay here.
Yeah.
Make sure there's
Just
no
like
things.
fill them, like plug the whole thing. Alright.
The little Dutch Warforged.
Yeah, yeah.
And as you come
great.
back up to the top deck, you can see that Rachel is standing up next to Constance and has obviously told her that the hole has been patched. And Constance shouts down to you. I guess I should have expected you'd know a little bit about patching up a ship. If you're Lloyd's daughter, or was it Floyd or Lloyd?
Floyd.
If you're Floyd's daughter.
Yep.
Little known fact, he made this ship.
It did.
Mm-hmm. Long time ago. That's a little bit poetic, and then she goes back to steering the ship.
So now we both have had a hand in crafting.
Oh.
And yeah, the rest of the day, other than being stormy and miserable, goes by without any kind of issue.
I wait until dinner or after dinner, and I go find Thaddeus.
I think we probably had been eating like
We're
opposite
drama.
ends.
Yeah, or just, not making eye contact. Where do you go after dinner?
That's a good question. Like, that he's doing aboard the ship. He has like no sailing proficiency at all. It doesn't
Well,
have like.
occasionally you'll get recruited to row, so you
Yeah.
could be rowing.
Yeah, maybe I'm rowing. Maybe, yeah, it could be. If it's like if there's a lull in the wind and the captain's like, need some rowers, it's like, well, I'm up again.
If you're rowing, then I probably wouldn't approach you, though. So.
On the other hand, like, that is now a captive audience who can't use his hands to do anything but row.
No, because I wouldn't want anyone else to overhear the conversation. So I'd wait until you're done rowing.
Okay.
And significantly tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably
Like,
midnight.
then you probably find it after my shift, like redawning my eyes. I usually think of after.
Okay.
The rain, by the time it's like midnight and Thaddeus' shift ends, the rain has subsided and the wind has gone from a like howling wind to a light wind. And the ocean overall is relatively calm.
Okay. I kind of walk up behind Patty and I kind of scuff my foot on the ground a little bit, kick some dirt,
Some wood.
some
Yeah,
wood chips or whatever,
Yeah.
some rat droppings.
Some golden rats.
I'm sorry I turned you into a rat.
Apology accepted. Are you
The
sorry?
end.
Are you sorry for the other thing yet?
No.
No.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Did you pull Hunter over too, or am I
No.
just doing my own thing? Okay.
No. I'll
Alright.
call you on the earring if I need to.
Sure, that's fine. You have my number.
I have your number. I found out what he wants in exchange,
Right about that.
and it's something that I want too. I don't know how much you remember about what we told you of our adventure before we met you, but
You told me about some things that happened in Ravenloft, commandments. You told me about a hut we went to. You told me about. That's really it.
yeah, well,
And the dragon. I can't forget the dragon.
that was pretty badass. Although we did light that roof on fire. Anyway, the hut belonged to a night cat that called herself Mother Midnight. And she escaped. And she seemed weirdly interested in me, probably because of my magic.
That makes sense.
I've always been a little worried that she'd come back for me. I keep the sage, I pull out the sage, in my bag because in my tribe, if we lay this out around us before we sleep, it's supposed to keep night hag out of our dreams. So I'm a little worried about that all the time. Anyway, Moloch, his revenge plot is against her. And I'm okay. I want to help him because it would also be helping me. And there's no timeline. He is completely willing to just stick around as long as he wants, and there's no obligation for me to do what he wants. But I want. Eventually. I'm not saying I want us to go out of our way and go hunt this bitch. I mean, Moloch said he would figure out where she is if we ever were so inclined. But he didn't say we had to do it. And it's something that I'd like to do eventually, but we don't have to detract from our mission now.
Well, to rid the world of an evil such as a powerful night hag. So where are they frogs? What I want to know is why you don't think that Hunter and Mara are on the hook to do it. Didn't you see what we did to Orin? Between the four of us, I don't think there's anything we couldn't do. Work together.
I know that
Then why do you want this thing for?
it's not about wanting or needing his help.
Then dismiss it.
It's about the companionship.
Well, you
It's
have
about
Mara.
helping out someone who wants our help. It's about having someone around that gets what it's like to be looked at and immediately criticized or assumed, you know, that we're evil because of how we look. It's about having.
It's not a matter of how he looks, because I couldn't see him. But there's a thing that I might not explain adequately, which is paladins have a sense for these things. We can detect the sense. We can detect when strong evil is nearby. And I've sensed it before when in Redwood. I used it to find the location of the file of the temple. And I sensed it before in Nod. I thought there were justice men. And when I first met you, I used on you, I sensed it. I know you're not here. I know you're not here. And I know that he is. And the fact that before you talked to me about this, he already had you making deals. You were already lying to me on his behalf. That worries me.
What else do I lie to you about, though? I lie to you about a lot of things.
A lot
This
of
is true.
things.
I mean, this isn't that important either.
I
He's not
think
like a
that-
big time fiend. He's an imp. Look, just all I'm asking is that you give him a chance. He's
Yeah.
not here now. He doesn't have to be here.
You sent him away.
Yes.
Don't bring it back. This is. I think that early in your bloodline, there was something a lot like this probably happened. Somebody got an offer.
I don't want you to lecture me about my bloodline. And I walk away.
Yeah, there's not much of a place to go, but
I leave. I
5
go
feet to the
upstairs.
inside
I
door.
go somewhere else.
As long as it's not like a little rowboat, if you look in my room.
Yeah.
Just like,
and it's basically like downstairs or to the captain's quarters or like up by the steering.
or the crow's nest.
No, or the
Sorry, the eagle's nest. But the
Yeah, I'm gonna
seagull's
go to the
nest.
crow's
Raining.
nest.
The-
Yeah.
The giant seagull's nest.
And there's like a female sailor up there at the moment, and she's just kind of like confused when you come up there, but doesn't really say much of anything.
I'm very small. I won't take up much space. Don't mind me.
Okay,
I'm just gonna sit here for a while.
yeah,
What time is it?
it's like midnight. It's,
Oh, okay, too late.
Did you want to do something?
Yeah, but it can wait till
No,
tomorrow.
you can do it. You wanna do it?
I'll probably sleep already.
Well, the next few days pass rather uneventfully, so anything you want to do, let me know.
Okay,
I want to work on the other.
Oh,
You
sorry. I want to grab the coin and keep it with me
Oh, the
because when I
one
get an
covered in bronze.
opportunity, I want to ask Constance
You
about
probably
it.
have one the following day, right?
There's a time when Constance is in her quarters and Rachel is at the steering wheel, which you think would probably be a good time if you want to talk to her privately about it.
Okay.
So if you go up and sort of knock on the door, and then you hear a little bit of a rustle from the inside, and then Constance pulls it open and she's kind of like rubbing sleep from one of her eyes.
Oops.
And she says, "Oh, Mara, what is it? Can I help you?"
I'm sorry to wake you. I just had a question for you, but
Yeah,
if
sorry,
now's
the
not a
captain
good time.
keeps weird hours. It's fine, come on in. And she like gestures you toward the table that's in the middle of the room. It's not a large room, but there's an actual bed in there, and there's a desk which is covered in sea charts, and then there's a table sort of in the middle. And then she, as you sort of take a seat, she says, "Look, I don't drink much, but on special occasions I do." She pulls out a bottle of rum from
Sweet.
the cabinet and pours 2 glasses of it.
Well,
And
you
sort of like
seem-
sets it across the table towards you.
You seem to know an awful lot about my family, which I don't because of what happened. But in the box that you gave me was one of these coins, and I noticed that you have one too.
Yeah, and she sort of like, as you hold it out, she looks at it, and then she reaches into her pocket and pulls out her own. And then she says, "You're wrong on one account there. I don't know a lot about your family. I wish I knew more. I knew your mother Marion in passing when we sailed together for a short time. And like I said, your father was the shipwright who built this boat. But I just bought it from him.
Oh.
It's a damn good boat. It's served me for a
Good to
long time.
hear.
These coins, though, where did you get that? It was in the box, you said?
Yep.
And she sort of like scratches her chin for a second, and like her head, like she's thinking. And then she, after a few minutes, takes a sip of the rum and says, "It's interesting because, as far as I'm aware, your mother wasn't a member of the Barnaclebacks.
Oh, that's great.
These coins were a symbol of some of the older sailors in town. When the East Freight and Mercantile Corporation came in, we sort of used them to identify ourselves. Those of us who weren't complying with their new trade laws. But eventually, most of them went out to sea and didn't come back, or retired and gave up the trade, and I'm pretty much the only one left. But Marion was never one of them. And neither was Floyd, to my knowledge. And she sort of is turning the barnacle coin in her hand. So I don't really know where they could have got it.
His journal was in there, and there's no mention of it.
I've always felt like this coin had more to it than the symbolism that we attached to it. And she sort of like puts it on the table and like gestures for you to look closely at it. And at the patches between the barnacles, you can see that there's like something carved into the coin, like where like a face or something would be on a regular gold coin. But you can't make it out because there's barnacles covering these coins, right? She says, look at these lines. They're not like the sort of coin that she pulls out a regular coin that would be traded and freighted, and she puts it next to it. They don't line up with a regular, or at least modern, minted gold coin. There's something different about them, and I've always just felt, I don't know, I've always felt like if I had this coin on me, that I was invincible. I don't know. I can't explain it. And she sort of takes back the coins.
I think the same thing would happen if I have it on me.
You know, a lot of sailors believe in good luck and bad luck. I tend to think we make our own luck. But there is something about these coins.
Okay.
See, they're not just simply coins covered in barcodes. Or at least that's the way I've always felt.
Well, let's drink to that, and I'll keep it on me and try it out.
And she drinks as well. Did you want to do
Is this
something?
happening the same night? Or is this the next?
The next day
next
or
day
a
or
couple days
something?
later.
Did you roll that?
Yeah, I had a couple things that I wanted to do over the course of the next couple
I had
We've
a
nights.
got some
couple.
time. The next couple days are uneventful. So.
The night after, the same night that Fatty and I had our kind of little talk, I wanted to, while I was sitting up in the crow's nest, think about Redwater and think about Eli and other people that we've met, and then I think about the scroll that we used to contact Kay and the magic, and then I'm gonna try and use that the same magic to enchant something, which is something like sending, that I can send a message over long distances.
Okay. Yeah, roll an Arcana check at disadvantage since you're trying to replicate a spell that you don't actually.
Right. Okay.
And what are you trying to enchant?
That's the question. I have.
You do know, because you have one from Cass, that stones can be good receptacles for
Right.
this, certain stones.
I do have some gemstones.
A gemstone could do.
I also have a piece of quartz. But I have lots of gemstones
Are
actually.
you about to build a venture again?
I have. I have. Can I inspect my gems first and see which one I think would be best before I actually attempt to to do this.
What sort of gems do you have?
I have 3 gems from Pargu.
Oh.
I have 4 large gems that are 25 gold each. I have that piece of quartz from Thimblefoot Enterprises, and I have 1 large gem, 1 gem worth 100 gold.
Okay.
And then I have the gem-encrusted shield clasps.
Well, one
in the
thing you
tower.
know is that expensive things tend to enchant better.
Mm-hmm.
So one of your more expensive stones would likely be easier.
Okay.
I
I don't know how much the ones from Pargu are. I have a black, a blue, and a red one, it says, but I don't know.
roll a regular Arcana check, not at disadvantage.
A regular Arcana check,
Yep.
okay. Oh, that's pretty good, 20.
You would know from your studying with Sial
Mm-hmm.
that in enchanting things that involve communication, this was just one of those things that like she went over very briefly. Things with copper in them are very good conductors for that.
I don't know if I have anything with copper.
Yeah, so those are the 2 pieces of information you have to work with. Or 3, rather. Stones are good, expensive is good, and copper is a good conductor.
Okay, well, I don't have any copper. But I'll try and enchant my 100 gold gem.
Okay. In which case, then, roll your enchanting check not at disadvantage.
Not at disadvantage?
You're using something very expensive.
Oh, okay. Look which one?
Oh boy.
Well, it was 15.
And you're remembering you use your charisma for this?
Oh, charisma and proficiency, not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then it's higher. Then it's
8.
5 plus 4 plus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel like when your entire process is done, you feel like you've poured magic into this for some time. You feel like the energy is taking, but it's not ready to cast the spell yet.
Right, like it's going to take a few more.
Yeah, like it's going to take a little bit longer, but
Okay,
if you spend some more time working on it, you might be able to manage it.
cool.
The foundation is laid, and now you just have to sort of like take care of the stone that you've enchanted.
Okay. So I guess I'll do that over the next couple nights.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to do was there's this ring that I got from Oren that someone told me not to mess with, that I'm gonna
Mess with it.
mess with.
Wow.
Don't get Harmony mad.
I don't remember, was
Note
it you
to
that told me
self.
not to?
Almost, sir.
It was one of you two that was like, no, you shouldn't. What if it's bad? And I'm just like, it's a ring that has magic. A ring with arcane runes. But I'm
yeah,
gonna.
so if you
I'd like to
spend-
sit with it and spend time with it and figure it out.
You spend the equivalent of a short rest, sort of like playing with it and figuring it out. It is a silver ring, and then it has a gem set into it, and that gem seems to be like held in place by 2 silver hands. And after a little bit of time playing with it and sort of feeling out the magic in it, you gather that it is a ring of telekinesis,
Oh shit.
which requires attunement, but while wearing it, you can cast the telekinesis spell at will.
Ooh.
I'm putting that baby on one of my fingers.
But you can only target
I have one more
objects,
left.
actually, and objects that aren't being worn or carried.
Sorry, one more time.
You can only target objects. You can't target.
I can't target people, but objects that are being carried,
Not.
not being worn.
Objects
Okay.
that are not being worn.
So not creatures, and not people, but objects.
Yep.
Okay. Ring of.
This is so bad
So
to
your
give to
magic
Harmony.
hand,
Oh no.
your mage hand. just
and
got a
for your
whole lot
reference,
more
the telekinesis spell.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull that up here.
At least she explicitly can't steal things.
Well, I have mage hand for that.
I'm trying to figure out the weights that you can carry. Up to 1,000 pounds you can move with
Oh
a
my
telekinesis
gosh.
ring. So,
That's crazy.
mhm.
All right. Yep. That's
But
my last attunement slot, but I'm gonna
Wow.
go ahead and attune to that.
Okay. For some reason I thought you were full.
No, I only have the Chaos Amulet and the earrings, the dragon earrings.
Okay.
Because the earrings of whispers that I made don't require.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were all full up. But
No.
That's fine.
I had one more.
If that fills up your spot, then that's
Because the
good.
wand of magic detection isn't either, right? Yeah. No, sorry, I'm all full up now.
Does anyone else want to do anything with a couple days of downtime?
Yeah, I wanted to check the dagger. Amanda's dagger.
The
It's gonna be back.
Manda's Dagger, for the next couple days you look at it,
Same book
it's
thing.
the same book that says, Gone to Ravenmoor, be back tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Then nothing happened.
And maybe
With that,
like-
I would want to approach
Like
Armin.
5 days into it,
Yeah.
when you check, the book has fallen over, but other than that, the cave looks the same.
Sure. And then I also want to finish the shield attachment.
Okay, so roll a Dexterity Tinker Tools check.
Oh, that sounds good. 13.
13. Yeah, the shield is giving a little bit more trouble because you actually have to sort of like split your shield into pieces
Sure.
and then get it to fold out, so it's a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
So you don't quite have it yet. But you've got a couple more days of sailing, so you might get it before the end.
So, if the dagger's not showing anything, then I would approach Harmony and then explain what's going on with Mantis and say like he hasn't been back, and he said he's back the next day, but it's been like 5 days.
Well, why don't we talk to Mara? Maybe she can spry on him with her crystal ball.
That's good, yeah. And then also, as part of that conversation, I did talk to Thaddeus here. You guys have been avoiding each other.
Yeah, I did.
Still.
I actually talked to him right after we had our encounter with the jellyfishes. And it didn't work. He still wants me to get rid of him, and
I'm
he
not
insulted me,
completely surprised.
so I don't care anymore. I don't care what he thinks. If I need or want Mullet to come back, I'm gonna bring Mullet back.
It'll be at yours and his risk, though. It'll be at his risk if you do that.
I mean, he thinks that Mullet is this big, dangerous fiend. He thinks all fiends are big and dangerous. He doesn't understand, and he's just a little imp. He's not gonna hurt us.
Maybe not yet.
Oh my god, you guys.
We don't know. We don't know him. He has ulterior motives. But I do feel better after he explained it to me. So I'm not gonna take any action against him. And I do not like Mother Midnight either, or whatever her name is. So
Yeah, the imp called her Malagard.
Malagard. Yeah.
Malagard.
So I do agree with that cause.
Harmony actually would have the potential of knowing the name Malagard, I would say. So you can roll a history check.
Okay.
None of the rest of you would have any chance of knowing this, but I should have had you do this earlier.
14.
15. It rings a bell in your mind, like it's a name you've heard before. Moloch mentioned it, but you don't know it.
Anyways,
I don't know. You could try to talk to him and make him feel better about the situation.
do you want me to?
Frankly, I don't care anymore. You seem to care that we're all on the same page.
I like
So-
to make sure that we're working together.
So if that is important to you, then by all means, go talk to him.
I'm sorry.
Go talk to him because I'm done trying.
All right.
He is too stubborn and too. He refuses to see any perspective but his own, and I can't.
In my head, like that's a little ironic, but okay. And there's like cracking a grin in his head. He's like, yeah, okay, sure.
So as Hunter goes off to find...
Well, yeah, I would want to either whoever I run into first, Mara or Thaddeus.
I can go talk to Mara.
Yeah, do this Friday
If you're
thing.
gonna do the
That's
Thaddeus thing.
As you two are setting off to find people, you hear from the side of the boat down in the water. It's sort of just at the scene. It's a very peaceful, calm day out on the ocean. There's almost no wind, so the sail is barely being of any use, and they've actually had to put extra people on the rowing. Fortunately, none of you are on shift at the moment. But you hear from the side of the boat a voice that shouts up and says, "Hello? Hello there!" from the waves. "Anybody aboard?"
I just looks over the sides.
And you see 2 or 3, probably like 3 figures, a man and 2 women, with like blue skin and like long green, almost like kelp-like hair. but they seem to be, from what you can tell, like chest up. They seem to be naked, and the man is the one who's shouting up, "Hello!
Where did you come from?
Why down below?" And by this time, several crew members, like everyone, is like left their posts to come look over the
Curious
edge.
now too, yeah.
State your business.
We are simple traders, and we were hoping to initiate a trade with some of you, if perhaps you had need of our wares.
That makes sense.
Let me double
Why
check.
is your accent changing in the middle of your conversation?
Because Ethan is very bad at accents.
Yeah, Swedish, yeah.
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 We are going to
You're from
speak
like Irish to like Swedish.
to Indian.
Like,
All over the place. Yeah. And the reason for that is that this creature has very bad comment. So their accent is inconsistent. It's
I
not,
see.
It's
That's
not
really good
Okay.
role playing. That's like excellent
Ooh,
role playing. Ethan, you can
Uh,
roll
Good answer.
advantage.
Thanks. I'll roll advantage as I look something up on
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
On your deception for that statement.
Your divine sense doesn't pick up anything from these creatures. And they sort of like swim towards the boat a little bit, but they don't actually like move their
Is-
hands. They just seem to like glide towards the boat.
Is the captain also?
Yeah,
Because I would
she's,
leave it to the captain to decide.
she's peeking over the edge and she seems curious.
So I had to like look at the captain to see what
That is
all
all. They're clean.
Then Constance shouts down, "Well, what are you selling? Whoever you are?" The man looks at her and then says, "Oh, excuse me. That was so rude. My name is Luska. I'm from a merfolk colony just below." And he says, "We're very good at making nets and potions of water breathing. Would any of you have interest in either of these things?"
Yeah, you agree.
Yeah, I'm like no.
I've got the cloak,
Yeah.
so I don't need it. But a net. Your nets do anything
Probably
special?
polymorph herself. She doesn't need it.
That's
You're
true.
very good at entrapping
It's
creatures.
only good for now.
Dolphins,
Ooh.
fish, crustaceans.
I think it for like 8 hours.
Oh, you
That's how it's spell.
The potion duplicates the spell I did. So.
So it'd be good for like 8 hours. How much?
How much for a potion?
He looks at you quizzically. What do you mean?
The water,
He
probably
wants to trade.
water breathing.
What do you
Ah,
think for?
you misunderstand. We intend to trade. We have no interest in your gold.
Oh. What do you
And he
want?
produces a potion that looks to be like bubbling seawater.
Can you breathe underwater?
No.
Can you? You have the
Yeah,
cloak,
the cloak.
and you don't need to breathe. Okay. Well, I'll pull out my 2 fire breathing potions from my bag, and I'll say, "I'll trade you 2 fire breathing potions for the 2 water breathing potions."
He sort of like swims up to the edge of the boat and like climbs up the boat a little bit. And as he does, you can see that his bottom half is a it's like a fish, right? It's like a dolphin's tail, but it's got scales. So he can't get fully up out of the water. But he sort of like gets up close and like looks at them.
I'll like use Mage Hand to like lower one
Oh, yeah.
down to him.
Perfect. He like looks at it and says, Now this is no potion I've ever seen, but that intrigues me all the more. I think you have a deal."
Great.
And he like, "Are you ready to catch?"
Just hand it to my Mage Hand.
And he like holds it up, expecting that.
Mage Hand takes one at a time, brings the other potion down.
So yeah, you get 2 potions of water breathing in exchange for 2 potions of fire breathing.
I'm gonna hold on to them for now. Because I'm still mad at you. I mean, that's
Would you
true.
perhaps be interested in any nets? Nets?
We're
Good for
not
catching
fishers.
fish?
We're not fishers.
Ah, darn it. You're right, fishers don't usually come with sleep anyways.
I can make my own.
Oh, I have plenty
Have
of
a
junk.
needle.
Oh, you
So
do?
much
I have a
junk.
needle
I have a
in
lot
my
of
bags.
junk.
They might want it.
So if someone else wanted, I could probably fish something out.
Yeah, maybe we ought to have a net.
Yeah, I think
You know,
I think
'cause,
Daddy's role
You know, if we
so
had that net
far
when the jellyfish
has
were
been
here, we
everyone
could
to
buy them
cast
all in one
create
blow.
food and
I
water.
was, retrospectively, I was like, I should have started boring. Like,
They're like, please,
Shovel
get
them
some
off.
nets, catch some
No,
fish,
I didn't do
please. We need something
Yeah.
else to eat.
They have stores of food, so like it's not
Yeah.
all everyone's eating, but
Yeah.
those who
I
do
just
eat
like
it,
there's no other way I can contribute to the voyage. Except for rowing, I guess.
which is a big contribution. So.
No, I'm good.
Let's see, what would Constance have that they might want? Constance goes into her cabin and brings out like an extra compass and tosses it down and says, "What do you think about that for a net?" And she sort of looks at Rachel and says, "It'd be good to have a net on board, I guess. Never hurts anyways. And if anything, it's good to have a story traded with merfolk. Never done that before."
I think Thaddeus looks at her like askance, "Do you not come to carry nets on board?"
We have a couple sometimes, but they're getting a little old. So, and the merfolk seems agreeable to that trade, and so he passes up a net in exchange for the compass.
Cool. Okay. Go team.
Cool. Now we get to eat fish tonight.
Maybe.
Not merfolk. Not merfolk.
So then,
Try and catch the merfolk with
if
their
no one
net.
else seems to have anything they want to trade, the merfolk man looks at the ship and says, "Well, it's been good doing business with you. We need to move a little bit farther away and try and find another ship to trade with.
Good luck.
There's not much trade under the sea." And they just sort of dive back under the murky waters, and you sort of lose sight of
And
them.
I'm kind of snickering,
No.
imagining them using the fire-breathing potions underwater.
Before they go,
Watch us on YouTube.
before they go though, Thaddeus, one of the female ones, just gives you a little wink, and then, or you swear it's directed at you, but you can't be entirely sure. And then she dives underwater as
I
well.
think Thaddeus like looks from that up to the sail, and looks at Constance and says, "I've been meaning to ask. Why did you decide on this name?"
And Constance is like, has a hand over her heart right now. And she's like, "I've always been interested in the existence of underwater cultures, but I so rarely meet them. I've only met merfolk once before. What a rush!"
I bet you're glad you came with us now, huh?
She'll never
yes,
use that net.
indeed.
I'm going to make an insight check.
Mhm.
Is Constance thirsty for money? That is a 20.
She is thirsty for mer woman.
Oh.
Oh.
But yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Alright, there you go.
I'm gonna walk up to Mara.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you scry on Mandus?
Mandus?
Insight check. Is Mara thirsty for madness?
Oh, you don't need to die for that one.
Yeah. That's funny. Blushes.
Oh man.
That's great. Of course.
It's been a few days and he hasn't come back to his
It'd be
cave,
better-
so we're a little
Better
worried
if she's
about
like,
it.
I already do that.
Okay, good. I know exactly where he is.
No, it's like, no, there's like, again?
Again?
What do you mean again? Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
busted.
Busted.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
been 5 days. We don't
Of
know where he
course.
is. Oh, I know
Of
where he
course.
is.
I know where he is.
He's fine.
That's great. Yeah, we've been writing back and forth.
So does Mara set up the ritual?
Yes,
Right?
I will.
You
I
sort
will.
of set the orb on a steady place as
Excitedly.
steady as you can find on the boat. And you let your concentration fluctuate into it. And your vision is pulled up into the sky and then jerked overland in sort of a blur of color, and you sort of lose focus of where you are until you finally concentrates above a forest of like dark pines and things like that. And your vision is pulled over that forest until it comes to a settlement, which from above looks both large and small at the same time. And then your vision is pulled towards it, but then there's like a jolting feel as though your vision is being, you feel like the spell is going to take effect, and you're about to be pulled towards the target of your casting, which is Mandus, but then there's something that stands in your way, and then instead of being pulled towards Mandus so you can see him, all you see is darkness when the vision finally clears from that blurred state. And from the darkness, you just sort of hear a chuckle. Oh.
No!
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're trying to do. But the one you seek is mine once. And then you see there's like a
That bitch!
there's an ominous like a rushing sound with movement towards where your vision is being centered on, and you see a flash of white fang as the concentration breaks and you're back in normal senses.
Okay. I'm crying. I'm really crying.
Yeah,
Explaining.
I like grab you. What? What's
I'm
that?
gonna explain to them what I saw. Who do you know has a white fangs?
We know the story that he told us. about
Oh,
the
that's
vampire.
right. That's right. That's right. It'll come to me.
It'll come to me.
The Shadow Dragon guy?
The guy in the
The
shadow
vampire.
fell?
The vampire.
Yeah, the
right?
vampire.
Where was my notes on?
Nose
I
for
know.
it too or something?
Oh, it's on page.
Where's my giant Madness is a dragon?
Yeah,
Yes, there it is.
Alquin?
Alkene.
Alkene. That's what it is.
Oh no. Oh no.
How did he?
So I don't know. It was. It pulled me somewhere where it was like a forest with this settlement, but then I couldn't see Nando's. He blocked it. And he's really big.
We should probably go tell Hunter. I run up to find him.
So Hunter, I think,
You tell him.
would have
he's
pulled
gonna
Thaddeus aside.
Yeah.
And just had to try to have a quick word with him and just be like, Harvey said you two talk.
I'm not again. I never know the right angle to think, so I end up taking the But yes, we talk.
Okay. Sounded like she's irritated. Which is shrug common sometimes. But if she summons the end, are you going to slay it? Yeah.
And my friend, she deserves.
That's what I warned her against too. I'm still on the fence with it, but I do feel better for the cause that it was talking about. I don't know how truthful it was, but
It is. Oh,
it seemed
it
knowledgeable.
is something not subject.
Yeah, I mean, when I had other brief conversations, it was withholding information, obviously. So, but yeah. Well, hopefully you two can resolve anything before we have to work together on this island.
I might table it for now, depending on whether it's now or she's something.
Okay. Do you think that letting her have her way for a little bit would hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's so trusting and good-hearted that she wants to fight. And I can't let it get her.
Yeah. I understand. If this is a spirit, I might be able to offer some more guidance, but if it's a fiend, it's probably in your domain more.
So I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I'm willing to trust you on this one.
Thank you.
Okay. And then I'll wave and head back to, I don't know, just walk around the ship or do something else.
And I run up to him. Hunter, it's Mandus.
Yeah.
Is Steady still there? Or did
I
you-
don't know.
Yeah, you can be there.
Yeah, probably still.
Yeah, we already
they
walked
never-
I'm pointedly speaking just to
Yeah,
Hunter.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fine. What about me, Jess?
It's Mara tried to scry on him, and he's in trouble.
Well, this is a great time.
What's his face has him?
Alkene.
Alkene. She saw Alkene. He spoke to her.
The vampire man?
The vampire, yeah. Not really much we can do right now, huh?
It gets better and better.
I don't know what we should do.
We're so far from Ravenmore right now,
Yeah.
and I don't have the means to get us there quickly. Don't really know where it is.
suppose we could call upon our vampire friend and have him do us a favor, since we did him a favor, or 3, or whatever it was that we gave him. Was he...
What about Paul? Send him away. Seems like a good time to get him away.
I mean, he's not doing anything. It's a long story.
I mean, it could, but it would be a good long
Yeah, I guess she
journey.
followed me up the stairs.
That is just like looks daggers in the park.
But maybe you can find out. Really just
Harmony would know that that's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
That's not a bad plan.
It's the worst one.
We could get more information. And I wouldn't hear. So we could say,
and you can get this person.
yeah. Or, you know. But what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to just carry on with our mission like nothing's wrong?
That's all we can.
We could turn this ship around and go towards Ravenport.
We could turn the ship around and go towards Markcliff Landing. Defeat the Night Lords. Or we could turn the ship around and go to Fairyland. Always going to be something.
There's nothing in Ferndale or Marble-Cliff Landing that I care about. Mandus I care about, and he needs our help. We owe him. I owe him everything.
Sort of as you're having this conversation, who has the highest passive perception?
Probably not me.
Any of us have to write.
I have 11.
12.
Oh wait, no, I have actually quite a bit. Now I think about it, I just didn't write it on my sheet.
I have 14.
I actually have the highest, I think. I have 16.
10 plus your perspective.
Hunter, you spot
I don't know why this didn't.
sort of, you take a moment to like look over the edge of the boat and think, and you see something floating by the boat slowly, and it's like a corked bottle.
And I'm like, what's that? And I'm like,
Down.
yeah.
It's a corked bottle.
Are
It
we-
seems to be
How
floating
far?
away.
Can you grab it?
How far away is it?
It's like 15 feet down.
Alright, I'll mage it.
You pull it up, and it is a glass corked
I could,
bottle.
but I'm not going to because then they'll find out that I that I can, and then they'll want to know why, and then I'll be in the doghouse twice.
It is a glass corked bottle that seems really well sealed. It's got like a wax seal applied to the cork. And then it has a piece of parchment in it.
I think, do I have a dagger? I think I have a dagger. Do I have a
It's
dagger?
on the sorcerer's starting equipment.
I mean, if you don't, then
I feel like I
have
got rid
20.
of it because I don't think I wrote it.
Or probably
No,
not
I do.
something.
It's here.
Yeah, let's open it.
Take my dagger.
So cut the wax, pull out the cork. The
Take out
parchment,
paper.
as you unfurl it, is pretty nice parchment. It's sort of parchment that you would have seen in like Thaddeus's Hammerlock Abode for like the sort of stationary and noble title or something like that. But it's written, and it's written in. There's a message on it. It's written in really nice, flowy, cursive script. But it doesn't look like it's written in common. Yes, it's not written in ink though. It seems to be written in dried blood. But with a quill. Obviously, it's like not finger painted. And it says, "Marooned on Turtle Island. Please send help at your earliest convenience." And then there's like a dash, and it says GH. And Thaddeus, you recognize the signature. There's this GH,
Oh no.
and it is Gloriana Hartman's initials. And with that, the lookout in the crow's nest shouts, "We have land! Kame-Kame Island in sight!" And I think that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh my god!
Listen,
Thaddeus is mine.
there's
Madness,
also one thing
Gloriana
I care about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Yeah, that was on the table when I rolled it, and I was like, that's the perfect end.
Oh no.
That is really funny.
That's where we'll pick up next week. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff pulling at your attention. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
But thanks to anyone who tuned in and watched. We'll be back next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you missed part of this episode, you can check the VOD immediately after. You can check YouTube on Wednesday when we upload it there. All of our backlog episodes are on YouTube as well, so you can catch up. If you're too lazy to watch all those, you can just read the history on the Twitch page. There's a lot of ways to get caught up. So thanks for watching, and I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.